you were going counterclockwise, then you bring your right arm up, then your left one taps down here, but then you would hold this here. You wouldn't even spin circles with the hand that's out to the side. You would just do that. And then, by the way, you could also do that corkscrew under the leg with that one hand while this one's up here. So if in that pattern, let's say you're doing this, you're doing your counterclockwise corkscrew, you're gonna bring your right arm up, take your left hand, tap it on your back, then you're doing your circle, you're doing your circle. Now I'm gonna go under the leg from here. So what I'll do is I'll lift my right leg, then my left leg, and then that's where you would come into your opposite direction, thread the needle over the head. Okay, and let's ignore the initial turn for now. So if you start from the counterclockwise, bring your right arm up and then your left one back here. And then, assuming you came all the way around like this, if you wanted to just go up into the thread the needle, it would just be like this. This is the underhand thread the needle over the head, which may or may not be more difficult. Just start in an underhand butterfly. Start with me. Oh, well, maybe you can't see me and do it at the same time. And then plane shift it up, 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 and get it flat over your head like this. Yes, and then instead of trying to reach your arms as far up as you can, bend the elbows and have your hands. So if you look at me here, you'll notice this is really close to my head. That'll help when you start doing the thread part. Because when you're doing the thread the needle, you're going in and out, so you have to raise and lower them. So you have to be able to get it down here also. What I would like to see you do is a flat, either butterfly or thread the needle. So I think the first thing is starting with this underhand and then just plane shifting it up, plane shifting it up, just plane shift it up. Don't even worry about the thread the needle, plane shift it up. And then as you're plane shifting it up, so notice how I'm shifting the plane, and I went from having a vertical plane, I curved around my head so that it was a horizontal plane. That's what and that's the real trick to this. So start with one hand, because maybe you don't have the skill with the one hand. Let's do your left hand, right? Because you're a righty. Okay, so slide it up, slide up. Now here's what I want you to do. Look at your hand, I know you're trying to look at me, but look at your hand and then bend your head back and look up at your hand to try and get it flat over your head. Then once it's there, look forward. There you go. From this flat position, try and bring it back down to the vertical. So you plane shift it again, gently, like gradually, right? So you're here like this, take it down, get a vertical, bring it down, bring it down. Okay, and then we're gonna do it again. So we'll go up, up, up. And if you have to look at your hand and bend your head back, do that. And then look forward and then bring it back down. And then ultimately what you do is you keep doing that drill. And then at some point, instead of having to look at your hand as you're plane shifting it up over your head, like that, you will be able to just go like this, where you continue to look forward, but you plane shift it. Okay, and then what you also just fell into there would be the next step if you're practicing it for the thread the needle, where you practice in and out, but in that horizontal plane. Now let's do your other hand. So we'll do it with your right hand, just the right hand alone. You're here like this. Bring it up, look at your hand, shift your head back, get it flat over your head, look forward. I'll face this way so you can do it. Look forward, and then bring it back down, plane shift it down. And then bring it back up, look at your hand, shift your head up, then look forward, and then slide it back down. Now, if you're ready for it, you can try it where you try and go up, keep looking forward while you plane shift it and get it here. And then again, with this one, once you get it there, practice going in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out for the thread the needle portion. But I think even before you try the thread the needle, the next step would be both poi here in the butterfly. And then again, look at your hands, bring it up, plane shift, look at your hands, look up, get it flat over your head. Now, in theory, when you get it over your head, in order to avoid what you were just doing there, which is, I would call this sort of like a classic beginner move that to my eyes as a 25-year spinner looks beginner. And I'm not sure that an audience would see that, but here's my challenges with it. So in order to avoid this, which is what you're just doing, right? You're looking up, and notice how it's an X and not really flat. And then also notice where the elbows are, right? So you're protecting the face, it's covered, you're scrunched in the neck, and then you're just doing an X over your head. It's cool if that's your intention, but if what you're really trying to do is this, notice the physiology of my body is very different. The elbows are open to the side as I'm doing it. And so what I was going to say before looking at you was this: when you go up and you have your hands here and then you look up, your hands actually go further back than you can see, unless you did this with your head, which I think really messes with your balance. So what you really want to be able to do is get it to the edge of where you can see, look forward, and then slide the hands back and open the elbows so that the hands are right over the crown of your head to get that flat. That's much better. Right, so the reason I was recommending that is because I think it's helpful for people to look at their hand as it goes up, but once you get the feel of the motion, I actually recommend practicing it with your eyes closed, even altogether. I wouldn't say you should have your elbow out. I would say it looks more professional, your body looks more open, your neck is more relaxed, and I think ultimately from a presentation perspective, I just think it looks better to not look like this and to look like this. You also, because when you're crunching the elbows, you also crunch the neck up, which is, I don't think a preferred, I just don't think it presents that well visually from a performance perspective. After you've gotten this part comfortably, then starting back down here with the thread the needle and then moving it up. And again, you can use that trick where you look up to the degree that you need to and then looking forward, and then keep breathing while you're executing it. So from the underhand version, if you were to do the combination that I wanted you to do, you would come across your body on the front, which means when you tap, the fire's on your ass, and you then would turn into whichever hand you tapped. But you're also covering your body with your arm. If you do the overhand version, when you're up here, when you tap, you come around, right? So notice how I was able to get the fire to come around, the fire to come around to the front and tap. So same concept. That is one of my favorite. Well, you could do either hand, but the thing to remember when you're in underhand is it comes across the front of the body to tap. And when you're in the overhand, it comes across the back of the body. Neither is more right or wrong, but they're just different options. One of my own personal favorite combinations that I would say is really high performance value, bang for the buck, is if I'm in this thread the needle and I come up to this over the head, so this is overhand. This is overhand. From here, my favorite version is my right hand coming around and then just doing these turns. And because you could do them like I just did it where it was in a stationary spot, but you could also do it where you're moving through the space. And then coming into the 4-beat corkscrew at the end. But you could come into the 2-beat corkscrew instead of the 4-beat. Okay, so thread the needle, thread the needle, thread the needle, come up here, tap the sucker, turn through the space, and then come around to the front into your corkscrew. And then you can connect that right under the leg. The reason I said don't worry about the 4-beat is because I think most audience members can't differentiate the difference between, so let me show you the difference. This is a 2-beat, this is a 4-beat. Now you can probably see it because you know, it's like, oh, okay, it's spending extra time on the top and on the bottom, but well, it's way cooler from a technician perspective, but most audiences have no clue. So if the objective is highest return on investment of your practice time, that's why I'm saying don't worry about the 4-beat. So you're here in underhand, and then you're hamming it up, you're hamming it up. Now start bringing it up, bringing it up, bringing it up. You get it up over your head, you're threading the needle over your head. And then let's say, I'm gonna face this way so you can see me from the back. Let's say you're gonna take your right hand, come down and tap on the left side of your body coming from the front. Now you're gonna turn to the right. So now both poi are going clockwise. We're underhand, we bring it up, we get it up. It's over the top of the head. Then from here, tap on the front, turn to the right. Then you're gonna come into your clockwise corkscrew. Then sink it up, lift your right leg, your left leg, and come back up over the top. I'll do it again. Underhand thread the needle, plane shift it up over the head. From here, tap with your right hand on the left side of your body. Then you turn to the right. Then you're gonna come into clockwise corkscrew, and then you could be in split time, but then sink it up, and then you're gonna go under the legs and come back around. Underhand thread the needle, plane shift it up. You're gonna get it flat over your head. You're threading. Now, take your right poi, tap on the left side, then turn to the right, turn to the right, turn to the right. Okay, let's try it again. So, underhand thread the needle, plane shift it up, get it up over your head, feel that front to back motion as you're going up and down, and then you're gonna take your right poi, come down and tap, turn to the right, turn to the right, turn to the right, turn to the right, come into the clockwise corkscrew. Then you're gonna sync up the corkscrew, so get it in together time. Now I wouldn't actually perform this way, but I want you to be able to see it. And then I'm gonna lift my right leg, my left leg, and come out. Instead of doing it with the thread the needle to learn it, try it this way with the butterfly, where you just bring the butterfly up here, because it'll be easier for you to hold the butterfly here. And then get it flat, get it flat, get it flat. And then take your right hand down, and you're gonna tap on the left side, and then turn to the right. Ultimately, once again, hate to say it, but if you're maximizing the ignorant audience, they're not really gonna see much of a difference between you doing this and then up here just getting it into a flat butterfly versus this. They're not gonna see much of a difference. That's great. I just wanna remind you of there's two different outcomes. There's you as a technician. The technician wants to learn the thread the needle, but then there's you as a performance artist. The performance artist doesn't need to integrate it into performance with the thread the needle in order for it to be an effective performance technique. Because even if I just did this where I'm like, if you watch me here, I will thread here. I'm gonna thread, but then I'm gonna get it up here. And now I'm just doing a butterfly here. And then I can do my tap and my turn into my corkscrew. And then go into my together time corkscrew up under my leg. So the other version, what I mean by that is still using underhand thread the needle, still coming up, still getting it flat, but instead of tapping with your right hand, you tap with your left hand and turn to the left, like this, coming into the counterclockwise corkscrew, and then coming into the together time counterclockwise where you go into the left leg, then the right leg. Just as a reminder, when you're doing it with a fire, it's not an idyllic opening move because you get transfers with the white gas. I mean, which you wouldn't face with the kerosene, but it's not an idyllic opening move. But you know, once you're 30, 40 seconds into your set, it's okay. That tap business can be dangerous, and especially with your jumpsuit, with your opening here, you can do a tap back on your skin with your rig. You have a monkey fist. Your monkey fist does not have any open metal on the bottom of it. So if you did just the tip, just for a second on your skin, it would be fine. It's no different than doing a transfer.